Bei on the screen, Sukai's tears reveal a deeper story with Tan Songyun. Sukai has always been more than just a star. To audiences, he is the symbol of elegance, confidence, and perfection. He walks into press conferences with unshakable poise, his voice deep, his movements measured. He is the kind of celebrity whose every appearance feels scripted, polished for public consumption. That's why when he cried, openly, visibly, uncontrollably, the entire narrative surrounding him changed. Fans who once thought they knew him suddenly realized they were seeing something entirely different, a man with scars, emotions, and a story far deeper than the screen could ever capture. The trigger was not a scandal. It was not a shocking revelation about fame or industry politics. It was something much more human. Dressed simply in white, Tan Songyun began the interview with light-hearted stories, recalling funny behind-the-scenes moments and playful banter with Sukai. The room was filled with laughter, until her tone changed. Her smile faded. Her voice trembled. And then she spoke words that silenced everyone. When I was young, I lost the person who loved me most, my grandmother. She raised me, supported me, and then suddenly she was gone. I didn't even have the chance to say goodbye. The pain was evident. For years, she had carried this grief quietly while appearing on screen as the bright, cheerful girl audiences adored. And now, for the first time, she was letting the mask slip. As her story unfolded, Sukai sat beside her, listening. At first, he lowered his head, his usual composure intact. But slowly, the facade cracked. His fists clenched, his eyes reddened, and then, without warning, a tear rolled down his face. This was no staged scene. No calculated performance. It was Sukai, the man, not the star. And once the first tear fell, more followed. By the time he wiped them away with his sleeve, it was too late. The world had already seen it. Within hours, a journalist's photo leaked online. The internet erupted. The hashtag Sukai cries for Tan Songyun soared to the top of social media, generating hundreds of millions of views overnight. Fans asked the same question. Was Sukai simply empathizing with her pain, or was this the emotional slip of a man who had been hiding something deeper all along? Online forums exploded with speculation. For years, audiences had admired their chemistry. They had laughed at their playful interviews, analyzed every glance, every smile, every pause between words. Now, those same moments were being replayed and reinterpreted, not as scripted charm but as evidence of something more intimate. Some believed Sukai's tears were the tears of empathy, born from his own struggles with loss. Others insisted they were the tears of a man in love, unable to contain feelings that had long been locked away. What makes their connection so compelling is not just what fans see on screen, it is the mirror of their private lives. Sukai lost his mother when he was young, forcing him to grow up quickly and face life's challenges without the comfort of maternal guidance. Tan Songyun endured her own family struggles, carrying burdens most people never saw while still putting on a smile for the camera. Both carried silent wounds. Both understood loneliness and resilience. And when their paths crossed, it was as though life had intertwined two stories of loss into one shared narrative of strength. When reporters pressed them after the viral moment, neither gave a definitive answer. Sukai said only, "Life has moments where you cry, and that's okay." Tan Songyun smiled and deflected, "I just want to tell stories through my characters. As for real life, let time answer." To the industry, their silence was strategic. To fans, it was confirmation in disguise. And to the media, it was gold. Suddenly, every gesture, every laugh, every shared glance was being scrutinized under a microscope. Colleagues praised Tan Songyun's courage for opening up about her grandmother. One director remarked, "She is stronger than she appears. What she shared is only a fraction of her resilience." Sukai, too, earned respect for showing vulnerability. In a culture where men, especially male stars, are expected to appear flawless and untouchable, his tears broke a taboo. He redefined strength, showing that it is not about hiding pain but about embracing humanity. Psychologists weighed in, explaining why the moment resonated so deeply with audiences. In a society where perfection is often idolized, authenticity has become the rarest currency. Sukai's tears, they argued, provided fans with something real, something that reminded them of their own battles and the unspoken griefs they carry. The most fascinating part of this story is how it blurred the line between performance and reality. For years, fans had watched Soo Kai and Tan Songyun together, admired their chemistry, and debated whether it was simply acting or something more. Now, after this emotional interview, every past appearance is being reanalyzed. Was every smile just part of the job? Or were these two stars sharing fragments of truth, hidden in plain sight? Beyond gossip and speculation, Soo Kai's tears sparked a wider conversation. For decades, male celebrities in Asia have been expected to embody stoicism, hiding emotions to maintain an image of strength. Soo Kai shattered that stereotype in seconds. Fans applauded. Analysts praised. And perhaps, without intending to, Soo Kai became a symbol of a new kind of masculinity, one that does not fear vulnerability but embraces it. Whether Soo Kai and Tan Songyun are friends, confidants, or something more, their story has already become legendary. Fans want to believe in love, in destiny, in the idea that two people who share pain can also share healing. And perhaps that is the most powerful truth of all. The greatest drama may not be unfolding on screen, but in the unspoken glances, the quiet silences, and the tears that slip through when no one expects them. In the end, this story is not just about two celebrities. It is about the fragile humanity that exists beneath fame, the hidden battles even stars must fight, and the extraordinary power of a single tear. For millions of fans, Soo Kai's tears were not a weakness, they were a gift. A reminder that authenticity can survive in a world built on perfection, that even in the brightest spotlight, real emotions still matter. Closing, thank you from LVT-SHOWBIZ. And that brings us to the end of today's story on LVT-SHOWBIZ. If you found yourself moved by Soo Kai's vulnerability and Tan Songyun's courage, we invite you to join the conversation. Do you believe his tears were a confession of love, or simply a moment of shared empathy? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to LVT-SHOWBIZ, and turn on notifications so you never miss the most captivating stories from the entertainment world. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting us, and remember, behind every perfect smile, there is always a story waiting to be told.